Okay, Penny, thank you for doing this. Can you just talk about what your ideas are around the term global citizenship, what it means to you?
What it means to me is that we are all very conscious that we are part of this really big community, which is the world.
Yeah.
And as generations move forward, the world, you know, back in Jane Austen's day, it was the village, and back in my day, when I was a student, it was England probably, and for the current generation, it is truly global.
Why is it important, do you think, that young people take on this term of being a global citizen? Why is it important?
I think it's important at lots of different levels.
Do you want to talk through those?
Yeah. So I think it's important to the individual because it opens so many doors to them and gives them lots of potential for exciting futures. It's important to communities because I think there are so many threats to sense of community that unless we understand all of the shades of colour in community and the way different people live their lives and the values that they have, then there are threats to all of our well-being. There are threats to the planet if we don't actually recognise that we are just one community and we all need to take care of all of the resources. So there was an interesting thing on the radio this morning about how our carbon emissions have dropped by 30% in recent years, but actually we're importing more. So actually it's a net issue rather than a net gain.
Do you think there are any, I'm saying you might not, but are there any challenges with the term? Or do you think there's any challenges in terms of educating for global citizenship maybe? Are there any challenges around that?
Well, I think there are lots of challenges.
Yes.
First of all are we as a group of staff ready to do that?
Yes.
Because we're all conditioned by our experience, which wasn't quite the village, but certainly wasn't global.
Yes.
So there's us being prepared to take that challenge on, and us actually feeling that that's right and appropriate.
Yes.
There's the nature of the different curricula. So my background is health.
Yes.
And so in health, we're commissioned to provide education for England even now, not even the UK.
Yes.
So we aren't at liberty to really broaden things out willy-nilly. You can put things on the margins, but you wouldn't say spend a lot of time discussing traditional Chinese medicine, for example, because you're actually preparing people to work in the NHS. So there's the nature of the curriculum. So some curricula are very global and others much less so. And then there's also thinking about our future students. It's how ready they feel for that journey. So for example, I don't know, not my area, but if you were wanting to study English literature, is that very UK English centric or is it global? And it might be that if it was very global, we would put off as many students as we attract because they really want to get into English literature. So
it's the individual versus the group. And just finally, if you can just think about MMU and your vision, I suppose. What's your vision in terms of the international agenda and what we're providing for the students at MMU?
Well, my vision would be that we're really clear that we our mission is that we're the university for world-class professionals. We're not the university for Manchester-class professionals or UK class. So we've made that as a definite commitment. We now have to meet that commitment, I would say. So it's about having provision that's curricular and extracurricular, that opens people's minds to the fact that we are preparing them to be world class and encouraging them to be world class and to be ambassadors for MMU across the world, not just in Manchester. And that we have a responsibility to then ensure that we have the staff that are able to deliver on that. We've got the learning resources that can deliver on that, and that's another of the challenges, is how UK-centric is our library, and how much is it preparing students for that global dimension.
Thank you, Penny.
Thank you.